everybody. It's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 688. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
And I'm BerryMelon.
And because we're talking Otakon tonight, Mako-chan is taking the night off, and Ari is taking the night off. Also, programming note, we will not be here next week.
Okay.
Normally, we would do a show on Labor Day, but for the last 10 years, OLR and Bobby Blackwolf have not done a show because they're going to Dragon Con. And if you think that means I am going to Dragon Con too, no.
Hell no.
I would have loved to have gone during COVID, only because small number of people. I mean, I would probably be exhausted by day 2 of Dragon Con because it's so many people. So much.
You know that day 2 is Thursday, right?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to tell you a little...
Or even Monday. Even Monday, honestly. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you a little story. This was the last time I went to MagFest. Now, for those of you who don't know, MagFest is a multi-gaming convention at the Gaylord in January, usually the New Year's weekend or something like that, or around that point.
Yeah, it's New Year's weekend or around the same time Katsucon. It's like the week before, the week after, or something like that.
Yeah, but the difference is the con starts on a Thursday, and day 0 is Wednesday. And some people go down as early as Tuesday to get the party started. Now, we went down Thursday, and we did day 1 because we couldn't afford to do Wednesday day 0. So when Friday rolled around, I had legitimately lost track of time. I come back to the room about 9 o'clock, and I'm grabbing my suitcase and I'm packing it up. Mako-chan is asking, what am I doing? And I said, we have to load the car for tomorrow so we can get out of here, And she goes, Ranma, it's Friday, not Saturday. And I just stopped. I was like, Ergo,
oh my gosh.
like I said, ergo, Dragon Con, like a friend of mine, Eurobeat King, or Eurobeat Kasumi, Al, he's there now. A lot of people are there now, because this is day 0 for Dragon Con. The con starts on a Wednesday, and it goes all the way to Monday, okay?
Monday, Tuesday next week. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the kind of con it is. Well, to give you guys a span chat, if you've never heard of Dragon Con, never been to Dragon Con, it takes over downtown Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful peaches down in Georgia. It takes over 5 hotels, as well as the surrounding local areas, such as eateries and things of that nature. I have been myself twice. And the second time I went, I got very sick on Saturday. Ranma and the crew called me Saturday as I laid in bed in my hotel room. It was not a good time, but it is a good show. However, it is 80,000 people shoved into a downtown area. So viewer discretion is advised. But it's really cool though. They've got a lot of practices that they have the capability of doing, like bigger panels that have star power are able to be streamed to the local hotels. So if you can't line up for 3 hours in the hot sun of Georgia and wait, you can just go back to your hotel room for certain panels and go watch them. And that's what I would do some nights.
Yeah, normally I would get on the line for panels. I mean, like, no, I'm gonna go back to my room. And watch. I will do that instead. Look, I'll tell you this right now. You think 100,000 plus people at AX is something? Try Dragon Con. I will tell you this. It's just like what Barry said. It's just as many people there, spread out, but it's still crowded. Because remember, these are all hotels.
Yeah.
No convention, all hotels.
There's choke points. There's definitely choke points. So there is a sky bridge. There are choke points every time you enter or exit a hotel. You're going to be running into choke points of people. I think I've stayed at not the DoubleTree, maybe the DoubleTree. The last few times I've gone. I love Dragon Con in some ways, but I kind of swore off of it the last time I went because it is just so. It's just so much It's just so much, okay, for a sensory, overwhelmable person.
Yes.
It is just so much.
Now, to be fair, when I wanted to go, I didn't have the money, but I could handle large crowds. Not so much. It's one of the reasons why I stopped going to Otakon. As much as I wanted to go Otakon last week, 2 weekends ago, to see Minda Rin in concert, I legitimately was like, I'm gonna get up at 6 a.m., catch a train down, go to the concert, and come. I said no. I did not want to do that. Same thing with Anime NYC. Yeah. Yes, Anime NYC is huge. This is my backyard, and it's spread out, but still, as I've told a lot of people, it's just me covering the convention. I need at least one other person or two other people to help me with this. Plus, how they handle press, as we're like glorified badge holder. I will not subject myself or my team to that. So I'm okay with that. So there is that. So, but anywho, we're not here to talk about Anime NYC. We're going to talk about Otakon because last weekend I legitimately forgot and I had to rearrange everything.
That's okay.
Let's get the ball rolling. But as I said, no show for us next weekend because there is an event that goes on monthly and it's always on a Tuesday. And the only time I am able to go is during the holiday break if the event is that first weekend of January. But since Bobby Black Wolf and OLR are not doing a show, we're not going to do a show either, and I'm going to go to this event and just enjoy myself. So there is that. So that's why there will not be a show, but when we come back, maybe we'll have the entire squad together. We'll just kick back and relax and have a great, fun old time. So anywho, now that we got that out of the way, Barry, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling pretty good. I baked some chocolate chip cookies with some pecan praline in them, so it's like a little sweet, a little savory, a little salty. It's good. And then I also made bulgogi, so I'm like happy. I had good food today, so I feel great.
That's good. That's good. I like hearing that.
How are you doing?
Better. We had an accident. We had an emergency at work yesterday. For those of you who know, I work in IT. Somebody pulled social engineering on us.
Oh God! Oh no!
Now here's the thing.
Oh no!
Here's the thing. I kind of unlocked the door, and then I realized what was going on, and I cut the call, and I let people know in our work chat, and I was going to work with the user to get everything resolved. I'm thinking, oh, this is a one-off thing. This person's not going to call back. This person called back, got another tech, and he basically fully unlocked the door after I did. Basically, if there's a set of locks,
the Starbucks chat.
Yeah, but we were. Yeah, and then this person called back trying to open another door, and by doors I mean access user information.
What? Did you guys call the police on them?
No, we locked them out of everything because we were able to get on it quickly. So basically, it was the West Coast manager, the department manager, and the VP of IT. You know, and they all wanted to know what was going on. We explained everything. Nobody's in trouble because shit like this happens. I want you to know something.
No, it does happen.
Yeah, it does happen. You could, and not even in IT, like anything, like you could be a genius at a certain topic, and somebody will hit you with a question, you're just like, you know, and they will.
Social engineering is wild, y'all. You guys think that hacking is only computers? No. You look into social engineering, you're like, oh, wow, this is manipulation on a different level.
To basically explain social engineering. You ever call customer service and they ask, and you tell them the issue that you're having, and then they verify you by asking you for your name, your date of birth, your social, and stuff like that. There are some people who can do that and they'll know your information, and that's social engineering. Now, technology has gotten to where, like, if you call your bank, you call your bank from the number you have on record, and this and this and that, they will know it is you. They also do voice matching as well. And there are some customer service lines where if you're calling on behalf of somebody else, unless they have it noted, you're not going to get the help. So it's like that. That's basically social engineering. So next time you're on social media and you see stuff like, what was your favorite song from this year, or your favorite?
Oh, yeah. You guys, any of those questionnaires, any of those questionnaires, and I know you lovely little VTubers, you lovely little, I'm a little smoochy your forehead, that you love little beans, love to share and love to like collect and collaborate with people. But there are people that will genuinely collect that information and use it maliciously. That is why the only ones I will I will fill out are ones that are like, oh, what's your favorite food?
It's one
because 90% of time they're trying to collect your password or personal information. So if they get your dog's name, your mom's birthday, and it's like that stupid thing where we're all like, oh yeah, we all would know if they ask for your social security card or your credit card number. That's dumb if you share that. But it's like, you do, however, understand that the more information you give these people freely online, this is why I'm so antisocial and I suck at social media, because I just don't trust anybody.
And you're right. You're right. It's one thing
my God, sorry.
It's one thing if somebody in your friend group posts something like
if it's
your favorite this or that. That's one thing. It's another
interpersonal.
It's another thing when you see it on your favorite Facebook page or group or
Blue Sky or X, whatever, wherever. If it is not your interpersonal little Discord doobly-doo or like a text to your mama, like, don't share. Like, I get it. Maybe just answer with fake answers or make up some answers for it that fit to what you like. But do not, like, it scares me so much, Ranma. Like, I have been like, okay, I've been talking to a lot of people about the tech literacy of the younger generation, and it makes me cry.
Don't get me started. Like I
know,
said,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Two things, and we're gonna get into our rundown. One,
we'll get focused. We'll get focused again.
I have onboarded new hires, the youngest generation, who do not know what laptops are. They know how to rock a tablet and their phone, but they look at a laptop as if it's some odd beast. And number two, you know, when you register for certain websites, they ask you 3 secret questions?
Yeah.
You can answer the same question on all 3 and it'll go through.
Oh, no.
Yeah. On a lot of sites, you can put the same answer down for all 3 questions and it will register.
I've never done that because that's stupid.
It is. But at the same time,
I'm sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. It's easy to remember.
Yes.
By all means.
Yes.
It is easy to remember, but it is bad. I got hacked, Chad. I got hacked in the end of July, beginning of August, right before my birthday, right? And it wasn't even because I had like similar words or anything. It's literally just cookies. But they got access to other stuff, Chad. And you need to have that 2-factor authentication.
Yes.
You need to have different answers to your questions. You need to change your password every month or
hold
whatever.
Hold on.
It's not good.
Hold on. When you have 2-factor authentication, it doesn't matter if you have the same answer for your secret questions, because it's going to ping the authenticator, and if the person that's in there doesn't have access to it, then that's it. Because I got tricked once by somebody on Discord that got into my Steam account. They said something had and I removed the authentication, and when I figured out what was going on, I cut ties, and I was like, oh shit, and I was able to reach out and contact Steam for support, and they were able to fix everything and give me my access back and all of that. And 6 months later, that somebody else came up with the same story. I'm just like, look, if you're gonna get suspended because of XYZ, that's not my problem. Bye-bye. And then I just blocked him and went about my way. So anywho, now that we got that out the way,
moving on, Chad, because we can go on this all long.
Exactly.
Anyway, I've been doing all right. I'm much better from the hack, and I'm.
So just so you know, we're all live tonight, week of August 26, 2025, right here on Twitch TV. We're always live from Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and it's always be an odd thing to be seeing kids going back to school in August, because I know this is a Southern thing, and I know it's now becoming a West Coast and a Midwest thing. But up here in the North, you go back to school 2 days after Labor Day, and then your last day of school is middle of June. Usually the first week of June, if you don't have as many tests to take. So there is that. You can always find us at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at VogNetwork.com. And you can always check them out at Twitch TV/VogNetwork. Bobby Blackwolf Show, Sundays at 8. Orange Lounge Radio, Sundays at 9. Followed by Anime Jam Session, Tuesdays at 9. But there will be no show for either program next week because of Dragon Con. Just letting y'all know. And come hang out in our Discord, VogNetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of Voice Geeks Network has a channel, so come through, hang out, and have a good time. I readjusted my mic settings, so if I come off a little soft or whatever, let me know so I can readjust on the fly, which is cool like that. And now that we got that,
Sounds good, actually.
Now that we got that out the way, go ahead and kick it over to Berry and ask them, how was your week? How was your day? How was your month?
It was all right.
That's good.
I think a lot of it is just I don't know, around this time each year I kind of hit a burnout point. There's like a burnout point I hit in spring, and then there's one I hit in fall. And so I hit mine in fall. And so I'm taking off the next 2 weeks from my streaming, but it's been okay. I've been doing a lot of work that's external to streaming, so that has taken a lot out of me, and I've been trying to just meet some goals that way. And then also like just everything just everything going on. It's just been very draining. So I'm just taking some time and doing some more personal projects and touching grass and stuff hopefully in the next few weeks. So
I get that.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I totally get you on all of that. Well, like I said, my week has been pretty good as well. Like I said, we had like a hack at work, but we were able to get around and fix and take care of that. I was a little social over the weekend, went out, hung out with some friends, a few people I haven't seen in a while, and I did that. And it was like shocking for some people that I wasn't at Anime NYC this year. I was like, unless they had the cast of Ranma One Half, I was not showing up. I'm just like, I'm good. I am good. I do want to hit Anime NYC one more time, in a different cosplay. I have something planned for that. I just don't know when I'll ever do that one, but I'm not worried about that one I ain't worried about that at this time. So it is that, and that is that. So that's been my week and day. So now we're going to get into some housekeeping news here. We're going to let you know that episodes of Anime Jam Session, the video format will be available on our YouTube page Thursdays at 12 p.m. So definitely check that out then. And even if you subscribe to our podcast through there, you know exactly when it drops. Let's see, what else do we have here? I still have this going. Help Mike McFarland. There is a GoFundMe going for him to raise funds for medical costs. I believe you can go to GoFundMe/F/support Mike McFarland's Road to Recovery. There's a dash between each one. Or you just go to GoFundMe.com and just put in Mike McFarland. It will come up. And I am proud to say that they are at 92% of their goal. Their goal is $240,000, and the goal is they're at 220,000 right now. So let's keep it going. I believe in y'all. So there is that. And I'm glad the community is coming together for this, but I also hate the fact that we have to crowdfund to take care of bills.
Yeah.
Some country we live in, and we'll just leave it at that
point, chat.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So, all right, let's go ahead and close that out and move right along to some more information here. Our next convention will be AAC, another anime convention in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. I believe it's October 16th to the 18th. And I'm pulling that off the top of my head because I'm thinking that's when it is. Let me pull up my calendar. Yes, we'll be there on the 16th, but the con is from the 17th to the 19th. So definitely come by, check out this small but yet awesome convention, and you'll definitely have fun with that. After that, our next convention will be DerpyCon, which is October 31st to November 2nd. And then our final con of the year, which I thought I put down on here. Oh yeah, I did. Is Anime New Jersey, November 14th to the 16th. I think this is the first time in quite a long time where we have literally back-to-back conventions. Now, the only reason why I'm looking at Anime New Jersey, because it's a new convention in Jersey, and it's a little bit closer to home for me, where it's located, so I'll give it a shot, head over there, take a personal day from work and go and check it out, so there is that. I gotta make sure I take care of the press information and all that good stuff, so, there is that. So, now that we got that out the way, we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show we talk more about the geekier aspects of our life and what we're going on with. So, Barry, what cool geek stuff have you been up to? What anime have you been watching?
Well, I guess like Otakon happened, so I'll talk about the convention more later. But generally, that was like the geekiest thing I think I've done in the last few years, but probably a few weeks. Generally, yeah, I didn't cosplay or anything. I just kind of dressed up. I left the dreaming to walk amongst the human realm, and I just got dressed up and had a lot of fun running around a little goth princess. And I picked up like a t-shirt and some art and some what else did I pick up? I picked up I picked up a lot of like not trinkety things, but like shiny objects that caught my attention. So I have some lovely creatures that I visit in the human realm on a pretty regular basis. And they always have trinkets for me.
Mm.
So I always like to support them because they make lots of lovely things. So yeah, I basically supported my little friends who had some lovely trinkets and then also some art and some t-shirt stuff. But yeah, it was just generally I guess Apothecary Diaries is one that I've been checking out a lot
Yeah.
more. Like I checked it out before, but then I had other friends that were like, "Oh, you really need to watch it. You really need to see it. You need to check it out. It's a really good show. If you haven't watched it, you should." And so I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll watch that one then." All right. And so I did. And some of the stuff I did at the con was directly connected to that anime. So I don't want to go too much into the deep depths of it yet, but that's titillating suspense for you, chat.
All right. I will say this. I mean, as I think I was telling this to somebody else, I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of the Apothecary Diaries, and I'm not feeling it. And it's maybe because it's just a little bit too slow for me. But this is something I know. Once I finish watching some other titles, I'll sit down and watch this. But I will say this: Mao Mao's snark reminds me of you.
I've already been compared to Mao Mao by some other people too, but I'm not surprised by that at all. I think a lot of it is she's kind of knowing. She's knowing and she kind of keeps to herself until she is absolutely needed, but I feel like she's a girl of duty, right? She's someone who will get stuff done because she knows well and she means well. Yeah.
That is true. I mean, I did like the part where she talked about when she got kidnapped, she was like, "Oh, so this is a thing."
Yeah, that's about it. That's about what happens. Well, especially in that period of that time in history, right? What it's based off of. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I get that. And it's like when I watch Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai or the Rascal Does Not Dream series, Sakuta. His reactions to stuff is like, "Oh, okay." It's just atypical, and he'll follow up with a little bit of pettiness or snark just to test the waters, you know? That's probably the main reason.
Well, yeah, to push the boundaries.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I really like this show, because he just takes everything in stride, so. But like I said, once I finish with a couple of titles, I'll go back and watch a few more episodes of this, because I know it's going to be a while till the next season comes out, so. As you were saying.
Yeah. Oh no, and that's pretty much all. I think
Okay.
I'm trying to remember if there was any other shows that I've been I mean, I've been watching My Dress Up Darling, but I watched that before and I'm just kind of rewatching it now. Other than that, I like a lot of the RPG anime that have been coming out, like Shangri-La and that kind of stuff, but honestly, a lot of it is just maintenance and upkeep. I haven't really been. I think the isekai like style of anime is just being overplayed and overstated and overdone now because everybody and their mom is like, "Oh my god, and he got hit by a truck, and then he got put into another world. Whoa." And then it's like, "Okay, well, all right, it's a
But
power."
right,
I kind of like
well,
solo leveling for being trash, but
yeah.
I expect it to be trash, so that's one reason.
I
To be a
mean,
hero 10? Is that what you're
To Be
recommending,
Hero,
Cielo?
yeah,
Okay.
I think it's called
I'll have
To
to
Be
check it
Hero
out.
X or something like that. I've heard good things about that
Oh, here,
one.
to be a hero 10.
Yeah, yeah, To Be
Okay.
Hero X. Now, it's like when Sword Art Online came out, or as I like to call it, Trash Art Online. All those isekai alternate world animes just came up out of nowhere, you know. And I see that now, like, yeah, there's a lot of isekai trash out there, and I kind of like my isekai
Yeah,
trash. Like, my
it's one of those indulging kind of anime, right? Like you watch it because you know it's trash, but it is a power dynamic, right?
yeah,
It's a power fantasy.
yeah.
Not people like power fantasies. That's why it
Yeah.
exists.
I mean,
But anyway, please
yeah,
continue.
to be fair, when it comes to isekai trash, my personal favorites are Mushiko Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, which I need to buy the game. There's a digital RPG I need to buy, and then there's one about Darkness that High Dive is streaming. That was really good. And Trapped in a Dating Sim. The what I liked about that one was the guy that's trapped in the dating sim in this alternate world, he knows all the answers and just futz around just to see how things play out, you know? It's like that. So that one's kind of fun. Put it with my anime. Like I said a couple of weekends ago, we went to my friend's yearly pool and pool party, trench day pool party, and I dropped off a lot of my figures into storage, and I pulled one out. Now I've already shown this off outside the box because I have two, but here is my careful, my T mode dress up darling Shizuku-tan figure.
Oh, cute.
Now, I said I discussed this before. Now, what happened was, after I bought this, I went to another shop in Nakano Broadway, and I spent money over there. And the guy wrote on there, you know, minus 200 yen if I go to his other shop. I'm like, okay. And
That's nice.
I went over there just out of idle curiosity, and she had another dress-up darling figure, and I bought it. I didn't realize until I gotten home they were the one I showed off in the box and they're both the same ones. So I am actually giving the one that I got. No, the one that's not that the one
It
that's
happens. It happens.
yeah, like that happened to me last time I went to Japan. I bought a figure and I didn't realize I already pre-ordered it, so I sent it to I just sent it as a gift to someone. You know, I'm like, here you go. So the other one that's sitting down, I'm gonna bag that back up and send it to Rose because Shizuku-tan is one of her favorite cosplays.
Oh, there you go.
She said something about
that's cute.
she said something about having to save up to get this, and I'm just like, well, you don't have to. Now, here's the thing.
Oh, that's really nice.
This figure is going for probably $50 online.
Yeah.
I paid 1,680 yen for this. This was basically $15.
I was gonna say, well, was it when the yen was about 65 cents on the dollar?
I don't know if it was 65 cents on the dollar, but I would say it was at the time it was 148 yen to the dollar.
Oh, okay, so it was like $1.50 to the dollar. Okay, because now that would be like $10 or so.
This was when I went to Japan back in May.
I know. Yeah. Well, no, this year, because like I've been getting software and stuff from some Japanese things, and it's like $10 is $7, you know, or like 10,000 yen is like $7. It's wild, chat. It's crazy.
Like I've been telling people.
Oh, and they've started. Oh yeah. Anyway,
and I've been telling.
We'll talk about it later. Sorry.
I've been telling people, get your yen now. If you're going to Japan in the next 6 or so months, get your money now. Pad that shit. I mean, I just thought I found it surreal when I went to Japan with 250,000 yen. And I'm like, it's one thing.
That's wild.
No, but Barry, 250,000 yen is like $2,000.
I know, but it sounds like so much.
I know. Okay. All right, now that we got that out the way, we have a bit of quote-unquote breaking news. Now, breaking news is information that comes to us within 24 hours, or in this case, like 12... it's about 24 hours between me scheduling the outline and the review and the article, the summary, and the show. So, like I said, we do have a bit of quote unquote breaking news, and I know there's gonna be some fans that are not too happy about this. And basically, as of right now, Japan Post has halted all shipments to the U.S. over $100 because of tariffs. Basically, that means... Now, let me pull up the article so I can explain a lot of this to y'all. Now, if you're on like Otaku Mode, J-Post, all of that, you'll see information about that. Basically, as of right now... Let me turn this on a bit. As of right now, Japan Post Company... Yes, Japan Post Company is temporarily suspending shipments to the U.S. As of tomorrow, following President Trump's executive order to terminate duty-free treatment for low-value items. The measure applies to parcels and other items and goods that are valued at more than $100, which is 14,700 yen, when sent between individual people or for a commercial sale. That's what it's going to be. Now, if you're sending letters, if you're ordering like printed like magazines, that's fine. Postcards are fine. Letters are fine. Now, the only way around that, more or less, the tax exemption will end for, well, according to the executive order that was issued on the last month, because of this order, this exemption ended last month. And this covered, before the executive order, it covered everything that was under $800. So now, but if it's a gift valued at $100 or less sent between people, it's supposed to be exempt as well. Now, the reason why, the main reason why this is happening, this being held, because there's a gray area about how they're supposed to do the taxing and the tariffs and stuff like that. So they're taking a time out to once they figure out how everything is going to go, and then go from there. And this is happening, and not just in Japan, but other foreign countries as well. So I will tell you this right now. If there are certain figures that you're looking for, hit Amazon.com. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you, because with the tariffs, it's going to probably come out to about the same price. If you are traveling to Japan anytime soon, wait until then. And just put them all in your suitcase and travel with that. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. That one awesome figure that you saw on Amazon, Otaku Mode, or at a convention for like $50, you're going to find in Akihabara or Nakano Broadway for $15. And even if you have friends over there, they might be able to send some stuff, but just be careful.
Yeah.
And now that we got that out the way, I want to bring this back up. The open forum topic. Now, for those of you who have been a fan of the show for quite a long time, we used to do this on a weekly basis, and it's just a topic that covers our fandom, something in there. Now, I saw this a couple of days ago, and this is something that I have talked about on this show when covering conventions and so forth. And the open forum topic is, should convention raves be restricted? Now, sorry, this is the wrong link. Let me reopen my notebook and grab the right one. Here we go. Okay, so there is a convention, San Japan. They're having their Saturday night EDM event, which is the con rave, the cosplay rave, the in the informal dance and so forth. They're basically
the informal club dance,
yes.
basically.
And if you go to Katsucon, you probably won't go to the rave. You'll probably go to one of the clubs up on the top floors and go dance and party there. Now, they're saying that the event is 13 plus going forward. And some people are like, hooray. Some people are like, boo. I see comments like parents trying to take their kids to an anime rave is insane. Put your kids to bed, please. Kids shouldn't be at past 10. And I've seen that. I have actually seen parents come to a con rave or whatever, and they have their kid with them wearing earbuds. And I'm just like, okay, you kind of want them to get used to this, all right? Have them for a few minutes, then you take them upstairs, you know? Now, some con raves I've been to, it's not that bad. It really isn't. It's just a big old dance party. And then there are some con raves where, yeah, somebody's trying to get laid.
There are definitely adult cultural things going on there. I want to say I don't agree that they should be all ages. I agree with the age restriction, and a big part of that is because it filters. Not only because of the things that they could see, which it is an anime convention, they're already going to see ass cheeks and boobala and male boobala and non-binary boobala. Like, that's just part of cosplay. That's just something that's going to happen. They're going to see body paint. They're going to see bodysuits. They're going to see a lot of things that are not handled well. Anyway, and so when it comes to dances and stuff, there are going to be a lot of people, especially people who are definitely doing things they shouldn't be doing in a public place.
Yes, exactly.
Doing things in a public place. And I feel like it should be an 18 plus event.
Yes.
This is even as attending as a 14-year-old at my first anime convention, I believe it should be an 18 plus event.
Yes.
And it's not because I don't think kids should enjoy the music. I think it's legitimately because kids should just go and enjoy something that is more age appropriate.
Yes.
I get it. It seems like I'm clutching my pearls, but I was on the internet by the time I was 7 years old, and I went to anime conventions when I was 14 by myself. Like, it comes from time and experience and knowing that there are, unfortunately, as much as we love our escapism sections, there are predators. There are people that mean you harm, especially when you're a young bean. And I don't know. It makes me leery of that. So make it an 18 plus event.
And you're right.
This 13 plus just makes it feel very weird.
And you're right, because there have been times I've gone to various con dances and con raves, and I've had women that I know stick by my side because there's a certain person they're trying to avoid, you know? I mean,
and it's a small world. Yes. It really is. Like, if you are a creep, you're going to be outed very quickly.
Yeah. Oh,
and there's going to be a lot of people that know your names. DJs, attendees, photographers. It doesn't matter who you are. Cosplayers. People tell. Well, people talk. And if you're in a location. Yeah.
I'm telling you this right now. One of my friends, Faye, she's putting a predator on blast if you're going to CCE. And she's been doing this almost every other day, and I can't say I don't blame her. And there are people that are doing this. Now, I remember going to cons early on where it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like this. And it's because you got these different DJs who play this type of music that kind of gets this and going. Me, personally, as much as I like going to the con raves, I want a con club rave. I want to feel like I'm going to a club and having a good time, you know. I will put on something nice. I'm not trying to wear my trip pants, you know. Have fun, like.
I think that a dance maybe earlier in the day that's maybe kid focused or anime music focused could be more fun and much more approachable. But I think inherently the message of after dark in general at conventions means 18 plus.
Yes.
Like, there is going to be adult content, not just at the rave, but at the convention itself that they may not want to be privy to. Obviously, there are things that are still offered to the under 18 crowd. There's lots of cultural panels and stuff like that, especially we're going to be talking about Otakon shortly, that happened later in the night or maybe even a little bit after hours. But generally, yeah, it's I feel like it really just is not a place for minors. It just isn't.
It really isn't.
I like the idea of like a dressed up club because I've
Mm-hmm.
worked in those spaces. I've
Mm-hmm.
worked in the top club room area of the Gaylord and all this other stuff. Like I have experience with that. But I definitely feel like when it comes to dances, if it's gonna be a kids dance, if you're gonna make the EDM dance a kids inherent dance, then advertise it that way.
Yes.
Because there are
Or
definitely going to be people that go into the dance expecting it to be adult.
yeah,
And
or
and
yeah,
and yeah,
or you do this.
go ahead.
Have you like a lot of cons are doing two dances? Have the all ages one Friday night and the 18+ one
Hmm.
Saturday night. Or if you do, make it 21 plus. That way you can buy alcoholic drinks. One year Zenkai
Or
Con
something to that effect, yeah.
one year Zenkai Con had an adult had a dance party 21 plus. I showed up wearing a nice cosplay, had some drinks, I had a
Hmm.
great time. They also tried to do trivia there too. I saw what they were doing. I thought it was great, but no. Separate the trivia, the otaku bar trivia is something different, and let the rest of us who want to
Yeah,
come
do
here
that
and
as a
drink.
separate thing
Yes.
because the music is going to be way too
Mm-hmm.
loud. Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, con runners, having been a con runner for years, you
Mm-hmm.
do not manage your sound well when you have multiple events in one room. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
call it like I see it right now because I have had so many times where conventions have tried to have something that is like logistical and logical and organized in a chaotic space. And it is just too loud, too many lights, too many people to manage. And it is not going to be fun for either party. That is just how it's going to be. You put it in a room, you could even put an air wall between it, but it needs to be its own separate thing.
Yes.
It just needs to be. When it comes to dances, I remember you remember when you and all of us went to the ballroom dance,
Mm-hmm.
and that was an all age dance. And
Yes,
I think
that
that
was
that
fun.
was it was executed very well because there was education that went on with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it made it much more accessible to those who maybe were scared to dance because I know when I was that age it was a little intimidating,
Yeah.
but they had like teachers and they had people that were getting out on the floor, and then of course you guys know that I cut a rug, but
Mm-hmm.
it was much more fun as opposed to just being a room full of people that weren't dancing. I feel like if they want to be inclusive of the younger generation, it would probably be better to just have a separate dance entirely and just have it as like Minecraft coded or whatever. They need to change it to make it much more approachable to the younger generation. I feel like it would be much more
Yep.
friendly. It would be a bit less of a logistical nightmare and a little less of a worry that you're having creeps come in and be weird with minors.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my logistical worry from being a staff at a big convention.
Oh, the
Um
stories I could
and
tell.
running an event that was very close to a similar energy of EDM concerts.
Yeah. So, long story short, me and Barry are in agreement here. We believe con raves, the informal dance, the EDM dance, well, it should be 18 plus, right off the bat.
Yes. Yep.
Because again, these youngins out here need not to be in there. Yeah, they're going to discover what's all about, but I don't think a con should be the place for that. Believe you me. All right. And now that we got that out the way, let's talk Otakon 2025. Okay. All right,
Well,
Barry. Did you go for day zero?
I did not go for day zero, but a lot of that chat I'm going to tell you is Thursday's fun. I will
Mm-hmm.
say Otakon can rock a Matsuri on Thursday. It's usually a pretty good time. However, because there's not a lot of events going on around it, and I
Mm-hmm.
already had my badge mailed to me, and I didn't want to fight with DC traffic, I was like, nope. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
just chill where I am,
Yeah.
and then I will go tomorrow. And so I just rested and prepared my body for the next day. I am a spoonie and I have a chronic illness, so I have to be a little bit more conservative with my energy. So I decided to forego Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
However, reviewing some footage from people on Thursday, it seemed very much in the same vein of what it is every year. They have a bit of a cultural display on the front lawn of the building that is directly across. I think it's called the library,
Yeah.
directly across from the convention center, which is really awesome. They have some people that are dancing oban style dances, like festival style dances and stuff that are very exciting. Um and it's just really cool. They have like little giveaways and water and food trucks. Like it's a good little nerd like social. So if you want to go and like mate up with your cosplay friends before they have to get in cosplay for the weekend, if you want to get your photos and stuff done kind of around town before all the other cosplayers kind of start taking the good spots, it's a good time to be in. And the weather was favorable that weekend. It was like in the later 70s, so like 76 on up. So it wasn't balls ass hot swamp ass, which is what it usually is at Otakon. So it was generally pretty good, but I did not go on day 0. I was also carpooling with a friend.
Now, I will say this about day 0. For those of you who do not know what day 0 is, day 0 is a day before the actual convention begins. What a lot of people will do, they will book the day before and take their time coming down to get to the convention. This is where some people will come down early and they'll do some photo shoots, or they will meet up with friends for lunch or dinner before. It's basically the calm before the storm. Also, as somebody who used to book rooms from Friday on, having to fight the lines and trying to get the check for an early check-in, which now a lot of hotels are charging anywhere between $25 and $99 for an early check-in.
Oh my god!
Now it's like I'd rather leave Thursday and just make my way and be there by 3:00 for check-in. Then yes, it'll run me an extra $150, but at least we're able to get in early.
But that's $150 in your hotel room as opposed to $90 for just a waiting fee. Yes, right.
Being able to unwind and set up shop and stuff like that. That's basically what day 0 is. Yeah.
Yeah. So day 0 is basically if you're not local to the area, it's a good time to just come in and set up camp. There are a lot of conventions. I also just like to go day 0 because the town is really pretty or really nice. Like I want to go and check out like ZenkaiCon. I might go a day early because I like the market there. The market that's right across the street from the hotel that the convention is in. Or if I'm going to a town like Vegas, right? Even if the convention is in a hotel, I might go and check out the other hotels. So I've kind of jumped around the US for conventions. And day 0 is it's a time to just chill out. A lot of staff also tend to get to the convention at like Tuesday or Wednesday. So when it comes down to it, a lot of it is just what you're involved with. But so day 0, I didn't go in, but I had my badge already mailed to me and everything. So that was kind of already done, taken care of. And then I had my lovely friend, some random dude, come with me. And we all carpooled. And so Random was just chilling. He came over 9 a.m. on Friday. And I felt good enough that we left on time. Well, we left a few minutes late, but that was I was putting on makeup. Okay, I gotta blend in with the humans somehow. Just a little bit.
Here's the thing. Don't matter how early you leave, 9 times out of 10 you will not get there on time. You are on CST, Convention Standard Time.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it's on convention time.
99% of the stuff at the con will not start on time. If the masquerade starts on time, it's the apocalypse.
It's the apocalypse. Well, to be fair, honestly, most of the stuff at Otakon, at least for me, started on time. But for me, when it came down to it, on Friday, I'm going to preface that I went into Otakon with no predispositions towards any panels, convention stuff, or anything in particular. So I was just kind of going with the flow with my little crew that I had with me, the Sandman and Rando. And so the Sandman actually picked out a panel on the apothecary. Have a good night, Luigi. Pick it up. Get a good sleep. But basically, I went in at about 9 and Random had to get their badge. And so they went off to do that. And I just kind of hung out in the front area and took pictures of just like people watching, because I feel like as I am aged, as I am ancient, I find that I enjoy the people watching. And I've also been in so many in so many of the situations
Mm-hmm.
and circumstances of working a convention. I've been a staffer, I've been a gopher, a volunteer, I've been a performer, I've been a guest, I've been a cosplayer, I've been a merchant, I've been an artist. Like I have been through all of it. And for me, I just wanted a chance to kind of come back to a show that I have previously in previous years very much enjoyed, and just kind of vibe. I was all about the vibe coding for the weekend.
I will say,
And so,
basically, what
mhm.
you're saying, you're like farmers insurance. You're seeing a thing, you've done a thing or two because you've seen a thing or two.
Yeah, exactly. I've done a thing or two, seen
Yeah.
a thing or two, done a thing or two, all that fun stuff. So we hung out for a little while until Rando got his pass. And then we went and we just kind of walked around to do some panels. And the first panel I think we went to that morning, it even had a line, but it was the Apothecary Diaries pharmaceutical panel. So they
Mm-hmm.
actually had a professional pharmacist and surgeon,
Okay.
like a surgeon,
Cutting for the
talking,
very
and they were
first time.
a father and son group, and they were talking about the pharmacological, medical, and scientific background of the actual medical anomalies and
Ooh,
needs in the culture of Apothecary Diaries
I
and
like
how
that.
it related historically to the anime itself. And I felt really smart. I felt like freaking House MD because I was all about it. I knew all of what had happened. I knew all of the things, and I was just like, I feel reaffirmed. I feel very confident in myself now. I felt very smug. I had a very Mau Mau moment. But it was really cool to see it from a medical side and to see it from like she actually used some of the solutions that they would have used in historical times, but that relate to a lot of the scientific miracles that we have. I stopped a mom from feeding her infant honey. Good job, Cielo. Yeah, you can't be feeding babies honey, unfortunately. But yeah, basically, they talked about like the lead poisoning and how you deal with that. They talked about the different things. One of the things that I enjoyed especially was the one that they talked about the arsenic poisoning with
Mm-hmm.
the yellow basically the yellow arsenic that the ochre that the emperor had used to paint a painting of this gorgeous woman in a robe, and he had slowly gone kind of mad but also very ill, and he ended up dying, and then his body was fully preserved because back in the day before we had formaldehyde they used arsenic, and arsenic caused preservation of corpses and things like that. Anyway, but yeah, so they went through and that was a really really cool panel. I really really enjoyed that one. And then the next panel after that, I think we didn't honestly, when it came down to panels,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like also I've also been a panelist. So for me, I like seeing panels that I don't normally see. I think the next one that I went to after that was called, was it Kimono, was it Nihongo Yuzen? Or I
Nani?
think it was something like that, where it was like Japanese batik printing, which if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's basically a resist. So you put material like a glue or a resin or something into the fabric, you dye the fabric, then
Hmm.
you wash that resin away and it has like a relief or a design or whatever. So they had a tradeswoman who was from Kyoto who came out, and her father had been a kimono maker,
Ooh.
and so she subsequently became a very beautifully artistically inclined kimono maker. So she talked about all this stuff, and she had her own apprentice with her that was filming at the time, and it was very cool. She was also a huge nerd, so that was really really cute to see this woman who was just coiffed and beautifully maintained and had this beautiful kimono on, or it might have been a yukata because it is summertime, and she was just talking about how she loved anime, specifically Demon Slayer and stuff. And she just talked about the different patterns and things like that that were pertinent to historical Japanese kimono and stuff of that nature, but also some of the designs that she had in her portfolio. It was just overall, it was a really cool thing because Random is into a lot of dyeing recently. We've been
Mm-hmm.
doing tie dye, and he's been making himself some tie dye pants and things like that. He's just been really delving into that. So it was a really fun panel to attend with him. And then after that, I think we ended up spending just honestly, I don't think I go to conventions for the convention anymore. I think I just go for the Merchants Hall and the Artist Alley because I spend so many hours of my weekend
Yeah.
in the Merchants Hall and Artist Alley, and I regret nothing.
Mm-hmm. You know,
it was one. Mm-hmm.
it's funny. Like when me and Mako went to Kamehacon, I'm walking through the main room, which was both panel rooms, the artist alley, dealer's hall, an autograph salon. I'm walking through and looking at figures. I'm like, I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't. I just can't, I just did a trip. I just spent money. I really shouldn't. But I didn't buy anything because there was nothing that I really wanted anyway. But still, you know.
Yeah, I the first day I think I didn't find too many things. I think I just found like the t-shirt and the um the art that I liked and stuff. But I think a lot more of it was just um a lot more of it was just the the art, and I think because it was mostly the artist alley the first day, because I think random had a friend that they wanted to meet, or like an artist they wanted to see. And so I just walked around and got to see some of the artists that I regularly keep an eye out for. And then of course, like I said, I've got some creatures that I visit and support. So it's always nice to go and see them. Um but then yeah, after those, I think we walked around a little bit more, but I think we ended up going to get dinner at some point after that. And then there was like I think a panel, I think that was Saturday. Um so yeah, I think we went to that, and then honestly, when it came down to it, I think I had a meetup with some local fashion friends for the kawaii fashion that I wear.
That's good.
And we went to a bar. Wait, no, that was Saturday. Sorry. I'm trying to remember. Oh, we went to a place called the Unconventional Diner that night. That's what it was. Um I will say, unfortunately, for those of us who suffer from allergies to food, there are not a lot of options when it comes to that in certain locations. For lunch, because we went to lunch, I think after the Apothecary Diaries panel, there was a really great like vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free shawarma place that was awesome, called Shook. And I highly recommend them. Unconventional Diner, I appreciated what they did and how much they tried to accommodate my diet, but unfortunately there were like little to no choices for me. I had a hamburger and fries. And that was the only thing they could offer me. And I was just like, if I was to get a hamburger and fries, I might as well just go to McDonald's, but you know, this is okay. Um because they had a lot of really good looking food, but it all had like dairy, or it had, you know, gluten, or it had something like that. And I appreciated all the restaurants that tried to go above and beyond for me, but I just also felt like ugh, I was kind of disappointed because unfortunately there's only so much you can do, right? I packed my own lunch and stuff, so at the end of the day, I'll just like eat my own food. Like I do bring my own food,
Right.
but it's nice when you get food that's good that you can eat, and it gives you, and you have choices. And I know that that makes me sound a little spoiled for it, but when like everybody else can choose between 20 things or 30 things on a menu, and you just have to kind of, it's the salad. You could have a salad. There you go. GG's. You know, it's a little disheartening, especially when you're paying $20 for a mid burger. I was just kind of like, meh, all right. Well, this is food. I ate it and it was okay. I can make better burgers at home, but that's also because I'm picky. Nowadays. I'm spoiled rotten. But so we finished up at the Unconventional Diner, and I think we just left after that because for the most part the concerts were pretty cool. I will say that. Like Lady Beard was playing with Baby Lady.
Yeah.
And there were a few really cool musical groups that were like visiting and in residence for Otakon, but I wasn't like drawn to stay for that late, because I think by the time we got out of dinner, it was probably close to 9, and we were just kind of like, well, if we leave early tonight, then we'll come back early tomorrow and we won't be tired because we can go home, you know, take a shower or whatever, and it'll be fine. So we just left early, and then that was it for Friday. Um so then Saturday came in same time. Um and ended up at a panel about backpacking across Japan, like
Yeah.
just backpacking, no suitcases, no nothing like that, and how to like survive via backpacking and stuff. That was really cool. The guys kind of touched about like what is good to look for in a backpack for backpacking and things that you need to consider. I wish that they had had a few more tips and hints on like certain aspects of traveling, like the different cultural like expectations maybe of how to manage yourself in certain spaces. But I know a lot of that is when you present a certain way, you get taken a little more seriously in Japan. It is very much a patriarchal society, so if you are male presenting, you will not get judged as harshly. If you're traveling alone, or you're, traveling with a lot of luggage, and stuff of that nature. So it's definitely something to consider. But I enjoyed the panel. I thought it was very introspective and very educational, because they had a lot of information on dealing with different like traveling
Mm-hmm.
mechanisms and stuff like taxis and trains and stuff of that
Okay,
nature.
that's cool.
And and
Now,
then after that, we went back to the I think we went back to the Artist Alley Merchants Hall for a while. And then after that, I think we split up for a bit
mm-hmm.
because I had some things I wanted to go see that I think that's random had some things he wanted to go see, and Sandman I think came with me, and we just kind of walked around and did I'm trying to think of all the panels we went to the afternoon. I don't think I went and visited. I know what I did. Okay, I went and visited the Maid Cafe
Okay.
because I have some people I still associate with that work there.
All right. Now before you get
And
to the
then
Maid Cafe,
mhm,
did you see Mindarin in concert on Sunday?
I did not. No,
Okay,
I didn't
that's
go
all.
in on Sunday at
Okay,
all,
all right.
Rima. I didn't
Okay,
go.
okay,
I did not. That's what I was gonna get
okay.
to.
Sorry, my bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
I didn't. I just no, it's okay. I just didn't go to any of the like I in the last few years. I think the biggest concert that I've gone to was Yoko Kano when she came out to Otakon.
Right.
And the reason for that was because I wanted to see her play piano in concert.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and this stems all from just my experience of going to concerts. Convention concerts are not the best audio that you will ever hear a concert, unfortunately. And it is not anything that they can
Well,
help. It is not anything that they can change.
yes and no. It
Hmm.
all depends on the speaker and the audio system. Yes,
Yeah,
you
it's all
can
about
get
the audio
you
engineering. It
can
really
get you
is.
can get one team to come in there and set it up one way, and it'll
And
sound
it'll
okay.
sound great.
And then you have another team, you contract another team, they'll set it up a different way, have all this, and it'll sound absolutely amazing. Just depends. But I
Hmm.
get what you're saying. Like, seeing Yoko Kano at Otakon is cool.
Yeah.
Seeing Yoko Kano at Madison Square Garden would be amazeballs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the setting. I mean, she did an amazing job. They had some really great background design and stuff like that for her.
Mm-hmm.
But for most of the other concerts, I'm kind of sad and kicking myself that I missed Lady Beard DJing the late night dance on Saturday. I think
Right.
that would have been one of the only dances I wanted to go to, but I could already tell that my body was failing me and I needed to go
No, no,
home.
I get
So,
that. Believe you me.
mhm. So, ended up I think we forgot to do lunch on Saturday. We were just running around so much that we just got distracted. And so by the time we were like, "Oh, we should get food." It was like 4 p.m. and we were like, "Oh, well, we have a reservation for this one place down the street, so we should
Mm-hmm.
probably wait until then." So, I think I ended up just getting like two coffees that day.
Yeah.
And then after walking around for a while, we ended up at I think another panel, but I can't quite remember. Oh, it was Hainuli, who is a very famous Japanese, oh sorry, Korean illustrator of Japanese Lolita fashion.
Okay. Yeah.
Nunu does a lot of Lolita fashion and even had a license with like Winnie the Pooh, and has done some beautiful dresses. I own one of their dresses. Oh, sorry. I don't know why OBS is like, hello. I guess we're gonna do that today.
After these
If I don't
messages,
move
we'll
if I
be
don't move
right
my
back.
mouse after a certain time,
Oh, it thinks you're
it'll
idle.
be
Okay.
funky.
It thinks you're idle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it has an idle thing and it thought I was. Okay, let
Mm.
me fix this real quick. But basically I went and sat in their room because it was in the what they call I think they call it the fashion district now. It used to be called the Lolita Garden.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just renamed it because they have so many sub fashions and stuff like that that visit it. And that's run by a friend of mine. That whole department is run by a friend of mine. So I wanted to visit them, and and just have a chance to sit down and like rest my legs. And so ended up finding out that they were doing a tattooing panel where they couldn't get like an actual tattoo gun and stuff, but she was offering to just draw illustrations on people as like mini tattoos with like a tattoo pen. So it's basically a skin safe permanent marker. And so sat there for a few hours and then ended up getting a small little tattoo from her, which was really, really cool. She was very dedicated to it and she was very sweet and she made sure everybody got it. So that there were people that could be included and stuff like that. So I hope, she got some rest after that. And then I think after I went to that, I ended up finding myself out at the bar event that I was trying to mention earlier, but I was getting my days confused. That was all my fashion friends. And so I went and visited with them for a little while.
That's good.
Yeah, that would be cute bonds. That would be cute bonds. But yeah, so then after that, had dinner to go do, and then met up with random after dinner, and we headed back home. And that was kind of the wrap up for my Otakon
Okay,
because
good.
for the most part, I mean, I also checked out the artists auction as well because there were some beautiful stained glass pieces that one of my friends who was staff there, their adopted little babies, their children who are definitely probably adults now, but their adopted children, were basically had some art pieces in the art show, and I wanted to go check them out, and they were really cute. There was one that was a GG piece from Kiki's Delivery Service, and it was already like over like a few $100s for it, and I was like, I would love to have this, but it's outside my price range. Um, but it was gorgeous. And that was really they had a lot of really talented artists in the art show this year. Um, but generally, yeah, that was kind of it. I heard that Sunday was pretty low key from what I know, and then I got to find out that next year's theme is going to be like high fantasy. I think they called it, I think it was like swords and sorcery kind of thing. So if you're looking to do high fantasy cosplay next year, Otakon might be one to hit up.
Sounds good.
But generally, that's kind of what I did. Maybe I'll get free rent done for next year. Let's find out.
You, like I said, you would make for an amazing free Ren and Fern. Free Ren, I say, because you actually have that patience and that snark attitude. Not snark, it's more like
smugness. Yeah.
Smug, backhanded comment type. And I can see you as Fern for determination, snark, and pettiness.
Yeah, I'm not that. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit petty sometimes.
And also
quiet pettiness.
Also, for some reason, maybe I missed this from watching Free Ren, Fern is well endowed. Again,
yeah, I mean she is talented in the way that Jupiter is talented.
Well, I'm just saying I didn't pick that up, but a lot of the fan artists put that in. I'm just sitting here thinking, how did y'all figure? You know what? I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to roll with the punches. Because the fan artists love to make the girls who are not big.
No, they do. There's just a lot of obsession with anime girl boobies. Case in point, I am an anime girl and I have boobies. But yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, they do. I think that generally, I feel like her body shape is fairly endowed. It's just a matter of like how she dresses.
Exactly.
She dresses kind of like I did when I was probably her age, which was like baggier clothing. Because that was not. I mean, honestly, it's not the focus, right? It shouldn't be the focus. But yeah, that's just what happens.
Yeah,
I know that I could do Fern. Obviously, my hair is purple, so it would be very fitting. But I already have some friends that want to dress as Schwartz and
Stoltz,
as Fern. So I think I'll probably be doing a group at some point.
I do know on a side note, once my Amazon payment goes through, I'm going to get the stuff to do Wakana Gojo for my dress up darling. I am going to cosplay.
Oh!
No, I want his outfit, not the samue he wears during the summer, the winter outfit, because you can wear that anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That I am going to pick up. So
Oh, that's cool. That'll be a fun one.
Now, overall, would you do Otakon again?
Yeah, overall, I mean, it's a local show. I did find out that there is Super Smash Con has become a different named convention and is more focused on cosplay and anime now, and they're held a little bit closer to me around the same time. So I think if I don't go to Otakon next year, I might check them out.
Okay.
But I feel like I'll never truly stop going to Otakon, and I think a lot of that is just because I have history there.
Yes.
And also the fact that it's a big established show that I know has a fairly consistent offering, and it usually has big pull for bigger celebrities,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So if there's a celebrity coming, I know that Otakon is probably gonna be the event that they go to that's local to me, that I can go to and still not have as many medical issues as I would traveling across state lines, you know? So
that is true.
That's that. Even though I do travel across state lines, but what I mean is like it's a little more closer than traveling to like California or something.
Right. Don't worry, I won't tell the feds.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. But overall, Barry had a great time at Otakon. They would definitely go back and check it out if you haven't yet. But I will say this. If you've never been to a convention before, I would not recommend Otakon as your first convention because it'll just be too much of a sense.
BabyCon experience.
It's a bit of a sensory overload with so much to do and so little time and mindset. Start with a smaller medium convention and then hit up Otakon. See what you think after that. Okay. And now that we got that out the way, we have a few articles we're gonna gun through real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here because we need sleep. So. I came across this article like a couple of days ago, and I'm like, this is Barry in a nutshell.
All right, we're going to talk about one of my favorite things from my history before I became my own magical girl. We're going to talk about meeting Hitomi, legendary maid, guardian angel of Akihabara, or Akiba.
I would like to say I wish I had an opportunity to meet her when I was in Akihabara.
Yeah, she looks like she's a very sweet person. And from this story, it seems like she's very awesome. Like she's very, very powerful as well.
Yep.
So Hitomi is billed as Forever 17. Hitomi Shiga is a legend in maid cafe culture in Tokyo's Akiba district. While dressing up in a maid costume and treating customers as masters and mistresses is her passion, Hitomi, as she prefers to be called, is also a firebrand when it comes to crime prevention efforts. She single-handedly spearheaded efforts to protect fellow otaku geeks and keep the neighborhood safe following a horrific incident nearly 2 decades ago that left 7 people dead.
Ooh.
Rewinding the tape, Hitomi was a senior in high school when she saw a TV program about a maid cafe in 2004 and yearned to wear a pink maid outfit. Oh God, is that back when I was? Oh no, was that back when I was working? Oh no.
Oh
Anyway,
yes.
She soon started working at Home Cafe, which had just opened. Back then, Hitomi never felt completely safe at night due to the proliferation of gloomy alleys in Akihabara. By the time she left work, many shops had closed for the day and streets were littered with cigarette butts and trash. The new era with AKB48, which is an idol group for anybody who doesn't know. Everything changed drastically the following year. Akiba-based all-girl idol group AKB48 stormed into the music charts, and the Densha Otoko, Train Man, a TV drama series about an anime-obsessed otaku and his attempts to woo a woman he met on a train, was a smash hit.
That was a really good overnight
show. Was it a good show?
Yeah,
I haven't had a chance to see that one.
All right. I think I have a copy of it somewhere I can share with you.
In the business year ending in March 2005, the average daily number of passengers using JR Akihabara Station was 142,000. Just 2 years later, the figure surpassed 200,000. By then, maid cafes were attracting a wider range of clientele, and Hitomi found herself busier than ever. Moe, a slang word that refers to having a strong affection or even a fetish for characters from anime, video games, or other fictional works, emerged as one of 10 contenders for a grand prize for new words or buzzwords, as it symbolized Akihabara at the time. A group of maids, including Hitomi, received a prize for the word. Growing acceptance of subculture genres helped Akihabara and its reputation as an electronics town become more vibrant. Hoping to draw more people to Akihabara and its maid cafes, Hitomi started organizing trash picking and other community activities. But a dark shadow descended on the district in June 2008 after a man rammed his truck into an area designated as pedestrian only zone on Sundays and holidays and started stabbing people, killing 7. As a
Oof.
result, the pedestrian precinct concept was scrapped, and it remained that way for the next 2 years and 7 months, during which time the number of visitors to Akihabara noticeably dropped off. With the district associated with mayhem in the minds of many people, the number of first-time customers at Hitomi's Maid Cafe plummeted by about 30%. Determined to revive Akihabara, she concentrated on cleanup and other community endeavors. Eventually, Akihabara regained its vibrancy as a sightseeing spot that is also popular with foreign visitors. Like other downtown areas, Akihabara then began facing new social problems as young people there found themselves being unwittingly recruiting for illegal part-time jobs and falling prey to gropers. Hitomi joined hands with the younger maids to appear in a promotional video introducing measures to help young people fend off shady job offers and protect themselves from perverts. They also distributed promotional flyers and actively participated in other crime prevention activities. With the help of Hitomi and her legendary popularity, we can call those who we normally cannot approach and provide them with crime prevention information, said Noriaki Toyoda, chief of the Mansebashi police station, which oversees Akihabara. In June, Hitomi and other maids underwent self-defense training at the police station to protect themselves and their customers from unsavory individuals. Previously, customers were mostly men at Home Cafe, but now women make up more than half of the customers. I think it is beginning to become known as the Akihabara is safe and secure. Hitomi said, I will continue to work hard to ensure that everyone, me included, my colleagues, masters, and mistresses, can spend time at ease. Looking back on how the capital of otaku culture has changed over the past 20 years and her life as a maid, Hitomi who now represents 600 maids working in Akihabara and raises 2 children, feels it is
Wow.
crucial for everyone to help each other to maintain safety in the entertainment district. In spring, she received a letter of appreciation from the Metropolitan Police Department for her longtime contributions to safety activities. I will keep trying so that Akihabara will always be a place where anyone can come back anytime, Hitomi said. That's a really sweet
She
story.
really did become Mama Mado, you know?
She did indeed.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully I run into her on my next trip because I'm going to just say to her that I think she is a wonderful person and I thank her for the work that she's done, you know? I would.
Mm-hmm.
But what's interesting is, just so you know, the uniform that she's wearing is at home cafe maid outfit. And
Yes.
me, Cece Grey Witch, and Cheyenne, we went to one of their cafes in Nagoya, and we had a fun time. And I did the whole Moe Moe Kyun thing. It was fun. It was cute.
Ah, yay.
Yeah, it was. I had a really good time. So, and yeah, I mean, there was definitely more women there than guys, you know. But it was still fun though. I liked that. Unfortunately, you really can't have a maid cafe like that here per se. Like the most of a maid
There
cafe.
there have been attempts,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, not only is it's one of those things where it's culturally different.
Mm-hmm.
It's in America, it's considered adjacent to fetish work,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, because of how it caters to
Mm-hmm.
like a different clientele, even though it is not at all adult content or sexual. Unfortunately, we as a culture, unfortunately, kind of hypersexualize things that are misunderstood or seen that way and fetishize it, which is why it's a very tenuous thing. But the people that have accomplished it, it is very the banks will not fund it.
Yes.
Like there is no company that believes in the financial backing of a maid cafe.
Yeah.
And that is just I've seen it happen. I had a friend Kyo back before I even got into running my own
Mm-hmm.
for about 10 years. That he actually tried to get bank backing and banks would just not approach him. He was
Right.
just like he would bring his whole thing and they would just be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't give you the funding."
And I think nowadays,
it was a restaurant.
I think
you know,
I think nowadays times have changed. I could see your friend trying to approach a bank now, and I think there'd be less no's this time around. I think.
I think I think a lot of it would be how you packaged it.
Yes.
Because even companies that are on what do they call them? They call them like what was Hooters called? They actually had like a name for it. It was a restaurant or whatever they called it. Even the ones that are considered more fetishy nowadays have closed down or are cutting back and not able to sell that as much. I think if you did it as a themed restaurant that's like some retro ones that have like roller skaters or something, I could see something like that being turned into a maid cafe as approachable.
Now,
but it definitely would have to change.
I would say this. Like, we had a maid cafe in New York City almost 20 years ago. But the main reason why they closed is because the guy was jacking up the rent on them. Now, the way I would do a maid cafe it would just be like a regular cafe. I'm just saying it would be like Starbucks, anime bucks, you know? And I would have maids and butlers, you know? And I would have the maid uniform with the short skirt, long skirt, you know? And I have the butler uniform with the long sleeve
I would do?
and the short sleeve.
You know what I would do?
What?
I would just theme it as a Victorian cafe.
Well, that's what you would do.
And that's how I would do it.
But I would like to give people the choice of what they would like, what they're comfortable with, you know. And they would just be like bringing the food out and this and that, you know, just like a normal cafe style restaurant, like that. It would just be that's the uniforms, and I'd have a section for selling anime merch, this and that. And what this cafe used to do was, like, I think once a month, I think it was for like $25, you would come in and you would get a ticket, and you'd have like that the traditional maid experience, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that worked, because I went one time and it was jam fucking packed. So, and this was during the middle of the week.
I was gonna say, having run one at out of a few different locations.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that there was never a time we weren't busy. And there was never a time that we didn't run out of ingredients.
Right.
Because I would make a lot of the food and stuff from scratch that we would serve. And so for me, with that, honestly, there is a market for it.
Yes.
We usually ran out of Korean karaoke bars and goth clubs.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, there is a market for it. It's just a matter of finding the market and then the people that want to do that work. Because it is a very specific type of person who is willing to do that kind of work and is like clever enough to do that kind of work. But because you can't just take an anime fan or cat girl off the street and like, oh, here's a maid dress, here's a butler outfit.
Yeah, and I get that.
You're this now.
And I get that. But I would, but like I said, my concept would be more like a traditional cafe and restaurant. We're eliminating all that stuff unless we do like a special event or something. It's like when you go to like when you go to Paris Baguette or Toes Le Joe's, they have like the Parisian uniform. Yeah, it's like that, you know.
Toast Le Joe's? Well, I know what you're talking about. I've just never heard it called that before. That's really funny.
It is what it is.
Like an off-brand Bridgerton. I could see that. I could see that. It would also need to have Regency options. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair, Seattle-Berry. Now, it's one of those things I think that is always going to be a conversation that is had about the style of the cafe.
Yeah,
because unfortunately, I know you're just shooting ideas out.
No,
but you're never going to be able. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like, if you can walk into a Starbucks and they're wearing the black shirts with the green aprons, you know, I don't think it's too far stretch, you know, to see someone behind the counter wearing like a standard maid uniform or like a butler outfit, you know, either
a lot of it is just cost. A lot of it is just cost because at that point, that's not just a polo shirt that you can get made for $10 at a mass production point.
Yeah.
That's a custom sized garment or a multi-sized garment that you then have to figure out how to mass produce it for however many people you're making it for.
I get
that may not be as lucrative.
No, I get that.
Ooh, I think I'm hearing myself through your mic. I don't know.
I'm not hearing anything. I mean, I don't know
if I'm.
I think it's Discord being Discord because Mako had a similar issue last week, and we all rebooted and just been, all right, we're good now. Let's run with the punches. So.
Okay, no worries.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, I think we're good though.
Yeah, okay. Now our last story for today before we get into Meanwhile in Japan, we're going to talk about Rumiko Takahashi. She is celebrating the anniversary of Doraemon with crossover art, and I thought that was really cool. To throw that back and show a little bit, show respect to other titles and so forth. So, renowned mangaka Rumiko Takahashi posted a congratulatory birthday message on to the massively popular anime and manga character Doraemon last Thursday. Her illustration features Yuri Lum celebrating the 55th anniversary of Doraemon with a giant dorayaki birthday cake. The post captions and notes the Doraemon franchise releasing messages and illustrations from a stellar cast of manga artists and a countdown format to his birthday. The manga creator duo Fujiko Fujio created Doraemon back in 1969. The character first appeared in the January 1970 editions of Shogen Kuken's Gakumbets Gakusho Zashi publications. Following the breakup of Fujiko Fujio, the series development fell under one of the duo's members, Fujiko F. Fujio. Real name is Hiroshi Fujimoto. The manga saw a short-lived anime adaptation in 1973 and a longer-running series beginning in 1979. The original series from '79 is still airing new episodes, although the staff completely revamped the voice cast in 2005. Now, here's something interesting. Back in the day, if you had a TurboGrafx 16, there was a game that came to the States called Crater Maze. The Japanese version of the game is Doraemon. They just translated it and just changed the graphics around in the game. So, yeah. It's like when the first Ranma 1/2 fighting game came over, they changed the graphics and the names and called it Street Combat for the Super NES. So. And now that we got that out the way, we are going to get into the part of the show y'all really like to stick around for. You know we are running late, but then again, y'all stick around when we're doing con episodes anyway. Meanwhile, in Japan, and I put two.
I want to take the cute one.
I had a feeling you was gonna take that one. So I'm like, it'd be a.
It's so vaporwave retro. It's so great. I love it. I'm gonna share it with you, chat.
Yeah, it'll be
Let me pull it up.
It'll be a slim shot if you took the other one, because I know the other one's also up your alley too.
Yeah, the other one is good. I love horror. I'm gonna put it on my wish list if it's on Steam. But yeah. I'm excited for it. Both of the stories looked really good.
Cool.
But yeah, so if you are enjoying a lot of this vaporwave move that many things have taken over the last few years, Kyoto is not leaving you wanting. Kyoto's pinkest, cutest new restaurant is the start of a new life for retired train cars. The future train Kyoto Diner and Cafe has a touch of the past too. Rail fans in Kyoto were bummed out when, in 2016, the Umikoji line was shut down. More sadness came in 2024 when the Thunderbird Special Express train, which had connected Kyoto with the Hokuriku region further north, ended service because it had become superseded by the new extension of the even speedier Shinkansen network. But the Umikoji line and the Thunderbird are ready to shine again with the opening of what looks like the pinkest restaurant in Kyoto. It's tempting to describe the aesthetic as pretty and pink, but kawaii and cute is actually the more fitting description. It's because the future train Kyoto Diner and Cafe is the latest project featuring the talents of designer Sebastian Masuda, who previously crafted the look of Tokyo's kawaii monster cafe. I was going to say I recognize that name.
Okay.
The restaurant building is in fact a series of 3 upcycled Thunderbird cars, with the train carriages repainted in boldly bright hues and their interiors retrofitted to accommodate diners instead of passengers. As for the Umikoji connection, future train Kyoto Diner and Cafe is located in the Umikoji High Line, an elevated section of the out-of-service rail line that's been reborn as a dining and entertainment area. That's a really cool idea. Car 1, formerly a Thunderbird lead car, will include a stage and art display area for exhibitions and live events. Car 2 is the main dining car with booths, while Car 3 offers a more casual vibe with its counters and tables. As for food, you're probably guessing is also going to be eye-catching. Entree options include the Ume Mirai, Plum Blossom Future burger, a fusion of sukiyaki and hamburger elements with a plum-shaped bun, the kawaii 5-story pagoda parfait, and the Birdie Buddy pancakes, featuring the restaurant's mascot character rendered in a canary-colored chestnut cream. There's also a full range of cute beverages, such as vivid milkshakes and work of art cocktails. Ooh, they are very pretty. A complete menu hasn't been revealed, but the prices for entrees and desserts look to be in the 22,000 to 3,000 yen, about approximately right now, $14 to $20. But in if you convert when it's normal, it's usually about $20 to $30. Car 1 won't be open until mid-September, but Car 2 and 3 had their advance opening on August 20th, and reservations can be made on their website. That's so exciting. It looks so cute.
I
Oh, I hope
know.
it's still there in 2027. I want to go back in 2027. We'll see what
Look,
happens.
I'm already talking about going with Cinnamite Cosplay to Japan sometime in 2026. I said I'm shooting at November, but I'm thinking maybe December because it won't be as cold, and maybe this
Ooh.
time around we can stay and do New Year's celebrations or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing how that works. The only thing is, I want I like flying Air Canada. I think Air Canada is amazing. But
Ah.
but they only have like a 1 o'clock and 1:30 flight out, and
Oh.
you do land the next day around 3. But by the time you get through security and customs and immigration and all of that, and you get to your hotel
Mm-hmm.
room, it's like 6 o'clock, and I'm just like, I would rather, if possible, get there early, like around 3 o'clock, when I can check in my room and relax for a couple of hours, and then be like, oh, I still got time to do stuff, you know.
Yeah, I still have time to like vibe.
hmm I will say this: for me, winter times in Japan, I wore my heavier hoodie, and the weather was fine. When I was in Hakone and Takayama up in the mountains, I wore my heavier hood.
Yeah.
I wore my heavier hoodie and my jacket on top, and I was still not. It was still good, you know. All right, so now that we got that going, let's talk about a household cleaner makes a survival horror game for Steam. How about a horror game where you have X amount of time to take the cleaning supplies and clean the house before your parents come home and whoop your ass?
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking something,
Watch out for the chancla.
or the belt, or the
Oh,
wire,
that too.
or the wire hanger that's coming at you.
Oh no, nope, Marmo, we're not going through trauma right now. Just tell them about the game.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. All right, so in this, in obviously in this game, no one can hear you clean. Womp womp. With all the media nowadays, both social and otherwise, it can really be hard for a company to grab potential customers' attention in meaningful ways. They could all learn a lesson from a company called Cal, whose Magic Clean brand of household cleaners now have an undivided attention by releasing its own survival horror game.
That's pretty cool.
And it makes a strange kind of sense. The first Resident Evil game came out in '96, and those who grew up along with the series now face different kinds of horrors in the form of student loan debt, colonoscopies, and stubborn mildew stains. Yeah. This game, however, gives a nod to another classic franchise with its title, Silent Cleaning, and it's available for free on Steam. They're allowing streamers to use the game with monetizations on their platforms, since it is a commercial. Since the game is basically a commercial for Magic Clean products.
That's really funny.
In the game, you have inherited a remote vacation home that's been abandoned for years. You decide to sell it off, but first you have to clean every inch of it before the real estate agent comes over for an appraisal. Of course, this being the horror genre, you choose to do this all alone and in the middle of the night. I've known people who have done that, but they've at least turned the lights on. The house has a complex layout, also with all the familiar features of a home in the Japanese countryside. While you're inside, you must seek out a range of real-life cow cleaning supplies to eliminate all the stains before it's too late, while also solving puzzles to access different areas of the house. This price isn't all that scary, but the catch is that you're not alone in this house. There's also that there is also a being that is completely blind but has extra sensitive hearing and is constantly listening for the sounds of prey. Scrub too loudly and his curtains for you in an instant.
Ooh, okay. It's kind of like Granny.
The game constantly tests the player's compulsion to clean by making them having to choose between leaving some cleanser on a half-rinsed or dying a horrible death. According to Steam, it takes about an hour to 90 minutes to complete the game, but as somebody who played this game previously, it took them about 3 hours to complete the game, partially due to constant death and partly due to a bug in the game. Like many survival horror games, at the end you're given a god tier weapon. For silent cleaning, this weapon is the Magic Clean X Power Limescale Spray. And the person who played this game was so impressed with how it worked in the game that they went out and bought the real deal.
That's really funny. That's really funny.
Unfortunately,
really funny,
this game is only available in Japanese. But in the experience of the person who played and reviewed this game, the plot didn't matter that much. The goal is to escape the house, and the front door you walked in is always there. It's also your inexplicable desire to get the house all nice and tidy to sell, despite the fact that it is a deadly monster roaming around it. Yeesh. Still, horror fans will probably see...
Are you just trying to sell off your problems to the next person?
That's one way to do it.
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Still, horror fans will probably see these irrationalities as endeavoring positives rather than negatives. That, combined with the fact that silent cleaning is a full-fledged game rather than just a half-baked novelty promotional tool, is worth the download. And hopefully somebody will put in an English patch and release it or something. But it does say if you do log into Steam, you can add it to your library.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah. It's free right now. Yeah, so if you're interested in trying it out for yourself, maybe it's free.
Maybe somebody will release an English patch. You know, it's plausible.
Yeah, like a mod.
Yes. Check the forums. Let us know. I gotta tell Dark Soccer about this. She would get a kick out of this game. All right, so now that we got that out the way, it's time to get up on out of here because we have so much to do in very little time. Right after this, I have to go wash up my dishes and then work and then just start getting my edits on and so forth. So I'm probably have to do the bulk of everything tonight. No, yeah, I can do everything tonight. That's cool. All right. Anywho, I'm just making sure that I got everything together because I'm meeting up with I'm meeting an online friend tomorrow. So.
Oh, okay. Well, stay safe. Have fun.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, she came up for the Lady Gaga concert tomorrow night that she's going to.
Ooh.
So we're meeting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we're meeting around 3 o'clock tomorrow for lunch and hanging out. We've been friends online for a couple of years, and well, we're gonna sit down and have lunch because why not? So. By the way, Barry, have you been following Uma Musume?
No, the horse, the horse girl anime thing. Yes. No, not really. I'm not into gacha. Like I have been staying well within my anti-gacha ways.
No, I mean,
I have friends who've been playing it.
No,
and they enjoy.
No. Have you been watching the anime?
No, I haven't done anything with it because at that point, because they've delved into the gacha, it's just not worth it to me. Like I like the idea of the actual horses. Like I will probably watch the actual horse racing before I will actually watch the anime, to be honest.
Fair enough. I have to rewatch the first season because I watched the first season and there was one horse in that turned out to be my favorite, but she didn't make that many appearances, so I forgot her name. So I'm gonna rewatch it. I think the first 2 seasons are on Crunchyroll and the next ones are on Amazon. I'm just like, oh, thank God I have both. So anywho.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oof.
Anywho, don't you just hate that one series is on one streaming service and the sequels are on a different.
And then the next season is on the next service. Yeah, it's so stupid.
I'm looking at you, Hulu, with Tokyo Revengers, and I'm looking at you, Amazon, for Panty and Stocking. But anywho, if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're gonna tell you straight up. if you have any questions about the show, please drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find not just our weekly podcast, you will find convention reports, anime reviews, editorials, cosplay interviews, cosplay tips and tricks, links to our Facebook page of cosplay convention coverage, and links to our YouTube page of convention and cosplay coverage as well. All that and a lot more at animejamsession.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast while you're at it. You can find us on Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, or any app where you can download podcasts. And if you can, leave us a review. 5-star review. We really appreciate that. Our social media pages. It's Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Blue Sky. And to all the fans out there that follow us on those, thank you so much. We really couldn't do this show without you. Down below, if you're still watching, is our tip jar. Direct links to our Stream Elements, our Streamlabs, and our Ko-Fi. You can also cheer us on with bits in the chat. You can also sub to the channel and give out gift subs while you're at it. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Berry.
Well, I'm going to be taking the next 2 weeks off from most streaming endeavors, but I hope that all of you stay safe, stay well, and enjoy your Labor Day weekend if you so indulge. And we'll see you hopefully sooner than later.
My final words is, I got nothing. I'm just going to take it easy and do what I got to do. So that's it. End of list. We'll be back in 2 weeks, fully refreshed with a brand new episode. Hopefully we'll have the whole squad together, and we hope you'll be here too. So we're going to go now. So I'm Ranma.
And I'm BerryMelon.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Jamatane.
Say goodnight, BerryMelon.
Good night, BerryMelon.
Perfect. Awesome. We're going to get up on out of here. See you all next week.
Bye-bye.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!